Welcome back to Podcast in the Bathroom. This episode, as I discussed last time, is going to be about millennial dads. And I know it's like a millennial mom account, but I feel like we can discuss millennial dads as well. So let's start off by saying I am a brown woman living in Pakistan. So that alone should set the groundwork for the kind of men that are mostly here in society. I'm not saying all men, I'm not saying all your dads or all your grandfathers are really stupid or really shitty, but I'm talking about most men. Most men, after they get married and have kids, especially our dads, our grandparents' generation, they were very less aware about what mental health is. B, they were very less aware about what emotional health is within a relationship. They were aware that they were providing financially for their wives and their children, and that was about it. Being present in the moment, emotionally involved, was not a thing that our boomer dads were very aware of, or they even knew about, or thought even considered important. Most of our mothers have gone through postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety without even realizing it. And to date, that those symptoms exist because they were never treated, they were never considered that important. Their emotional health, their mental health, they was never considered. But now that we have this awareness of we need emotional health in the relationship, we need mental health in the relationship, millennial dads are more aware, and that is a fact. That is a fact for anybody you can ask. They might not be 100% aware in every relationship, but I feel like considerably that percentage of awareness has increased. They are more involved in parenting, they are more involved in the marriage, they are more understanding of the wife's mental condition, they are more understanding of the housework that is involved in the house. I once read somewhere there was this millennial dad account, which I don't remember at this moment, but he said that when he goes to his 9 to 5 job, that's his job, and during that 9 to 5 time, it's his wife's job to take care of the house. But the second he comes home, it becomes both their jobs. They both have to start managing the house or start managing the kids together, because that 9 to 5 is over, right? So it's not like the wife, if usually in the past, like our boomer fathers, whenever they used to come home, they would relax, they would calm down. Sunday was their day off, they would sleep in. They come home, they relax, they don't really get involved in what's happening at the home. But I feel like our husbands or millennial dads are more involved. I'm not saying everybody's involved, but they're a lot more involved than what our boomer fathers were. They are people who are changing clothes, they're giving showers, they're giving the kids a bath, they're changing the kids' diapers, they're putting them to sleep. In fact, there are parents who are doing the tag team thing, where if one parent is getting overstimulated, you tag them and the other parent comes in and then they start taking over the parenting decisions for them. There are millennial dads who are cooking now, in brown dads. I'm not talking about white people. I'm sorry if any white person is listening, but no. We know you've been doing it for a while because you guys are pretty independent. But brown people, you have to understand, brown men have been raised by their mothers who have mothered them to such a high quality that those brown men don't want to leave their mothers. And they're very mama's boys. First of all, side note, do not marry a mama's boy. It is a very stupid thing to do. You should never get married to a mama's boy. Anyways, so yeah, my point is that brown men now are very different. They are involved in the family. They understand that you have to spend dinner dates with the wife. They understand that you have to spend time managing the kids, managing the family, doing all of that. They understand the responsibility that comes along with having kids. It's not just sending them to school or getting them clothed or putting a roof over their head. It's a lot of actual management of the family that is involved. I feel like boomer dads are very hands off with that. They would play with their kids and choo 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 with the kids or whatever. They would get involved in that way, but they would never actually get down and dirty with handling children or having a deep conversation with the wife, or even letting their wives manage the house financially. They would be very involved with holding the money in their hands, especially if they were the sole earners. They would be the kind of people like, oh, now you spend money on this as well. They would be very like questioning what the wife has spent financially. Or they'd be very limiting to, oh, you know what, I'm going to hang out with my friends every other day, but you can only hang out once a month, because obviously who's going to take care of the kids? No. Like, for example, when I go with my friends and I Um, it's a place where I cannot take my kids. I will leave them at home. I expect my husband, and this is purely expected behavior, for him to be able to manage those kids on his own. Not that somebody else or a third party or my mother-in-law or somebody should come in and help him. He should be managing them, because I have managed them on my own for all these days. So if I'm going out with my friends, he should be doing the same thing, right? So that is something I feel like millennial dads have changed about the story. It's not the same thing anymore. And I don't know if everybody else obviously has experiences, but it is something that I have noticed as a overall, as a general thing, where I have noticed fathers and people of my peers, they are who are married or something, they are managing the household more, they are involved with the wife more, and not involved in a way that is financial or physical sense, involved in a way that they are involved mentally and emotionally within the house. So they are considering different things. There are people who take therapy now. It's very open to take therapy. At first, people wouldn't even mention mental health, because they're like, oh, pagal ho gaya, or they've gone crazy. That's a translation. So they've gone crazy, because being crazy was considered like a high situation. Like, oh my god, you've gone crazy. But now, it's like, oh, there's something wrong with you? Okay, get treated. Go to a psychologist, go to a therapist. Get yourself treated. There are so many options available now. And I feel like that is a major contribution of having millennial fathers. Um, Millennial fathers who are educated enough, B, have seen their mothers go through all of this stuff. C, maybe have even seen their aunts go through that stuff as well, and how their mothers or their grandparents have suffered through this. So now they realize that, you know what, being raised as a mama's boy is not the best thing in the world. You have to let them go at some point. I'm not saying don't support them or don't give them financially or don't support them mentally. I'm saying let them go, as in cut the umbilical cord and move on. That's how you become a great father. Because if your father, if a millennial father's father has not seen their father do all of this stuff, they realize what their mother has gone through, the mental health, the burden that they've gone through. And now millennial fathers are stepping up. They're stepping up to the plate, and it's great. Anyways, thanks for listening to my podcast. See you next time with Podcast in the Bathroom. Bye.